Many thanks for being interested in the focus groups for Key4OI+. My name is Dagmar Mecking. I'm the Director of Foundation Care for Brittle Bones, and we are the owner of the Key4OI concept, which we hold on behalf of everyone who has participated in it. And many, many people have participated in it on a voluntary basis. So it's quite a privilege to be able to work that together with you all and many professionals as well. The purpose of this focus group is to describe everything that goes with this focus group. So you have a realistic picture of how it will work so that you can think if you want to participate, and also invite other people to join into the focus groups, because the more people are participating, the better it will be. Today, we're going to discuss the accessibility support that we can provide. We will talk about data privacy and confidentiality. We'll talk about the focus group purpose, like the Key4OI project as such, and the Key4OI Plus in particular. And then we're going to demonstrate the tools we will be using. First things first, accessibility. We are aware that many people in the OI community are hard of hearing, and we are very determined to make sure everyone has good access to the information that we provide and can participate fully. Therefore, we have switched on the transcription, and we will do that as well in the focus group. And if that doesn't work for you, please don't hesitate to ask for more support. We also have Ava installed, which helps to transcribe, but also translate. It is a bit challenging, but we are very keen to try it out and make it work. And we will work with you before the session as well to get it to function on your computer or on your telephone. Secondly, the confidentiality and data privacy aspects. We will talk about your personal experiences in those three areas: hearing, teeth and jaw, and lung and breathing. So those three areas really can be quite personal. And we would like to make sure that you understand we're very interested to hear what those areas mean to you, how it impacts quality of life, but it can also be quite personal. So all the information you're providing will be safe with us. We are subject to the policy for data privacy from the Foundation Care for Brittle Bones. We are a recognized charity in the Netherlands, and we are also screened for these processes on a regular basis. So we will not share any information that can be traced back to you as an individual. So all the information that will be shared, for instance, with the researchers, will not have any names, and it will not be possible to know who has said what. Also, we want to emphasize that everyone who is in the group, who hears things from other people, is bound to the confidentiality. And we will ask you to confirm the confidentiality in a consent statement. And last but not least, we would like to emphasize that you are free to say whatever you like in the focus group. And when things are too personal, you can just not share your experience. That's also totally fine. So let's talk about what we're trying to achieve together. This is really about something that you may have heard before from any other company or any other group that is trying to achieve something. A sentence that is often used is, "What gets measured gets done." Another sentence is, "You cannot really improve something unless you measure it." Both are very true. And for OI, we really haven't agreed how we will measure the quality of life or certain aspects of OI. And that is why we are working only on a local level with good measurements. And we're trying to agree how we can measure certain things in a consistent way in different countries, so we can actually learn more about OI, because OI is a rare disease. So unless we do that consistently, we will have trouble to understand OI fully. So we're trying to define and measure the outcomes for people with OI in a consistent way. By that, try to improve the outcomes and the treatment. And then, we continue to make this a continuous virtual improvement cycle, as you can see on the bottom of the screen. In the last 3 years, we've worked on something like a measurement set for everyone with OI, wherever they may sit, and all types of OI, and across a whole span of life. That is Key4OI, and it's a project that has just been published in an important journal. Some aspects have not been covered in Key4OI because they may not apply to everyone with OI, but just to a significant group of people. And then it would be something that is separate from the Key4OI basic set that really should be applied to everyone. Those three areas that we really want to focus in addition on are called hearing, teeth and jaw, and anything in relation to lung and breathing, respiratory function. And these are the topics we would like to cover in the focus groups. So what would we like to hear from you about? It's really what your own experience is of these three areas. And you will sign up to the sessions that you think you have an experience to share. You can also participate in several focus groups if you have experience with all 2 or 3 areas. And it will be about what do you actually feel yourself? What have you experienced as a child or as an adult? What do you fear and what do you hope for? This information will eventually go to the project team. The project team has been established end of last year, and it consists of very, very extraordinary experts from different countries. You can see on the screen now the people who have agreed to work with us in this project. And you can see how many different countries are represented, which is actually one of the things that are very extraordinary because we can tap into their ideas and experiences. And in addition, we're going to have 3 patient experts in the group at all times to represent the view of people with OI. But we also want to make sure we are not just driving on those 3 experts, but really on the experience of everyone with OI, and that's why we have the focus groups. So you can see here the cycle we have in mind. So we think about the real life experiences that you all have had. We are trying to bring this to the project team who will then use this to agree the global measures in the end of the day. And they can thereafter be used in a registry, for example, that can over time help to improve treatment and help to drive research to find even better solutions going forward. Instead of being too theoretical, I would like to also really show you how we will work in the focus group in a practical way. And that is around an example, not hearing, teeth or jaw or lung, but self-care. And we will ask you to provide your input in 2 different ways. You can either tell us your input in kind of verbally, just by speaking, or you can write your input as short as possible, please, in the chat of Zoom. You can see that on the bottom part. Usually there is this bar where there's a chat window and you can just type whatever you want us to pick up. And we can then put this into the tool that we will be using. It is called Mural. So I'm gonna quickly go to that other application, but you don't need to do anything. Just continue to stay tuned with this screen. So here you see the mural that we have developed. It's like a flip chart or a big screen that you could also use in a actual focus group physically in one room. So first we're going to talk about in the area of self-care, which is the example. What are the challenges you're experiencing? And we will probably have a couple of areas just to get us started and to help ourselves. But you may have different areas and we can just add as many blue posters as you want. And then as a second step, we're going to take a topic that you feel is important, and we're going to add your own experiences to it. And we will then discuss around that. So we have a good understanding on what the challenges are around, for instance, the topic of indoor mobility. And then we'll have several of those blue post-its, and you may not want to talk about all of them. That's fine. We will, as a final step then, number 3, make sure we have a a feeling of what topics are the most important ones for our group here. So we could, for instance, say, yes, daily hygiene is very important, but maybe we also want to give this kind of exclamation mark to some of the other topics, so we can have a bit of a feel which ones are most important to you. Last but not least, we'll also look at childhood experiences, because it could be that certain things, like for instance, outdoor mobility, are particularly important to children and maybe less so at adult age. We'll do the same thing also with the positive side. What is it that you would wish for? Not just the challenges, but we also look at what would you need to enjoy the best possible quality of life. And that's basically all there is to tell. We will summarize everything that we've heard from different focus groups, because for each topic, we will have at least 2 or 3 of these sessions, and we'll provide that to you, and you can provide feedback. We will share the results of the project. Until the end of the year, we'll probably need some more time, but before the end of the year, you will hear back from the entire project. And that hopefully will then translate into something quite practical in the years to come. If you know anyone else who would like to participate in our sessions, please help them to get in touch with us. There's an email on the bottom of this slide where people can go to, and we will help them to sign up to whatever topic they're interested in. Many thanks for your interest.